Woo, guys, welcome to another episode of Real Family Ish.
Ooh,
Okay. Ooh, cool
dude, I'm
thing
so
about
excited.
tonight's episode. Yeah, I know. Cheers. So, a really cool
Cheers,
thing about
G.
tonight's episode, we just got access to the Amazon AMP app, which is a new live streaming platform that enables you is competing technically, I think, with Clubhouse. It's
Mm,
supposed to be the new Clubhouse, guys. We got an exclusive code. Apparently, it's invite only, and we figured, hi Heidi, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
yeah, Heidi.
So we're gonna be live streaming here on Amazon Live, along with talking live in podcast style on the Amazon AMP app. So right now it says I have 2 listeners, so I don't know what that means, but thank you
We
for
gonna
anyone
find
who's
out.
out there. I don't know if there's like a follow button on this new AMP app. I
There
don't
is.
know.
Yeah, there's a follow. I followed
Is
you.
there? Oh,
Yeah,
guys, if
you
you
can
can
go to
click
your
that follow.
profile and do a follow, but you can't do it while you're watching the show. You have to go to the profile and then follow from there, I think.
Really? Now I wonder if there's
Very interesting.
like a chat or something, or where people could talk
Right,
or so
right,
on
right,
and so
right.
forth. But
Yeah, and I
yeah,
wonder, I'm in here right now chatting with you. So this reminds me of the
Clubhouse.
Wisdom app. Clubhouse too, but I feel like this, you can't have multiple people on. You can only have one person on, which is
No,
like,
it says I can invite more callers.
oh, that's dope. So we could totally have like a multi-person talk show going down here. Nice job,
Yeah.
Amazon. Okay.
Hi
Okay.
guys, how you doing out there? We got Rosalinda, we got Heidi. Welcome back, Mike.
Yeah,
See, I told you, Mike,
Rosalinda.
they missed you.
I
They
missed you
missed
guys.
you. Mike went to Vegas and left us all alone. I was actually quite upset. Hey Gina, how was your Wednesdays? Going to go eat dinner? We'll join you guys later if you're still on. I'm doing good.
Oh yeah.
Got the sniffles of the sniffs.
Little
Um,
sniffies.
so tonight, guys, on Real Family Ish, I think we're just gonna. But we really didn't have like a topic per se. I think we're just kind of gonna go with the flow. And tonight we're gonna talk about Mike's Vegas trip. So I think that should
Yeah.
be enough within itself. Um, I think we're also gonna talk about this new 28-day challenge that me and Mike are doing, which I'm like already 3 days behind, or is it 2 days? I think I'm two days behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't even think about it. You're being behind. You're on your own pace, on your own time. We're going and we're kicking butt, taking names.
I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like, like we always say, real ish always happens, hence
Right.
the name of the show. But,
Yep.
I thought you were in Vegas, so you weren't going to start this 28-day challenge in Vegas, but apparently I'm wrong, and Mr. Magic Mike over here just wants to start his challenge while in Vegas. Gina, I got my pillow
Ooh,
protectors.
new pillow
Thank you. Yay,
protectors.
Heidi! If you guys weren't here for that giveaway we did for the pillow protectors and all the down under bedding stuff, it was amazing. So we had 8 winners. Heidi was one of them. Or we also
Yeah,
had
Heidi.
giveaway winners from the live with me and Lexi too. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool. So Mike, I want to start off with asking you some questions about Vegas that you just recently went to.
Dude, talk to me. Let's get into it.
So one, from what you told me, it sounds like you're low key joining a cult. You're willing to now give up your house for these people that you've only known for 3 days. You are also now willing to stay in their apartment without knowing them for more than 2 days, or 24 hours,
Right.
should I say.
24 hours. It was actually like, dude, it was like maybe 6 hours, if that, like 2 hours. Imagine you met someone within 2 hours. They're like, yo, you can come stay at my house for the whole weekend, which I won't say their name, but like super cool of them to do. And like, I appreciate it.
Oh, no, of course. Don't get me wrong. There are genuine people out there. But in 2020, this is now, mind you, people did this. Like, I've done that before. Maybe not after knowing someone 24 hours. Only if like a friend of a friend knew somebody.
Right. Which is kind of what it's like, honestly.
What?
It's kind of what it's like. So also, let me give clarity. Like you said, I'm going to offer up my house. I'm not doing it for free, homie. Like, this is some of the people there are interested in coming to have a week experience with me.
Josh, enough money, unless it was like some astronomical amount, maybe 10K starting point.
Yeah, like 10K a week.
Maybe. I tried to convince him that we should possibly keep this home as a 2-family home, and that we should rent up the upstairs and downstairs. I said maybe we should consider it, because I was dead against it at first. And he said, absolutely not. Am I letting some stranger live upstairs
anyone.
above me, you, and Logan?
I get that.
So he's like, absolutely not. But you went to Vegas and now
Yep.
are willing to sell your house for a week.
Yep.
To a random stranger with your belongings inside.
With everything inside.
With
Zero
everything
F's to give.
inside.
Not zero F's, but
Okay. I mean, I'm not shying against it because that is a smart idea. I think there has to be a lot of rules and regulations, and you have to be
for sure.
There has to be like some type of insurance. You have to.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that like, can you get insurance for that?
Yeah, there's definitely like renter's insurance and things like that. I think you can do if I'm right on that. I'm not 100%, but also on the other side of it, it would also be like a hotel, right? Like, so I would take a card, have it on file, and then Ahmed, thanks for the follow. Virtual hugs, homie.
I would literally make them pay up front.
Oh no, for sure. Like I was thinking, like, all right, I do at least 50% deposit minimum. And this isn't just for people in Vegas that I met that were asking and interested in it. It is for
no, of course, it would be, yeah.
Yeah, like now for like clients that I work with, but here's the catch. You can't just be some client I've never worked with before. Like I have to have a relationship with you, or you have to be, like you said, a friend of a friend or someone that comes referred that I have enough trust with.
Promo code.
Ooh, special promo code.
Okay.
I love special promo codes.
So maybe like if you have to be like, if you have this code, you can now
book it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And yeah, dude, it's funny that you said that. I was talking to my buddy right before this, actually. We're jumping on the stream, and I was telling them, I'm like, dude, like, I think they might be like checking it out. They actually gave a follow in the chat. So shout out to you. I'm not going to say who you are, but I guess you can see their name in the chat. But point being, yeah, dude, like we definitely like, I was even talking to them, like the people is what made it to me. Like the experience was a little culty. It was a little, but to me, I've been to like personal development stuff.
It was a little culty, don't worry. It was a little culty. But,
yeah, but a little MLM-y, a little bit like how you got to like, refer people to keep the party rolling kind of a deal.
You got to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, a little bit of that, but not like super pushy or hard, which is always like, listen, my sensors always pop up when I start to get things like that. But I also always try and come in with an open mind, right? Like I don't have expectations. I'm just like, all right, what can I, because already like I've psychologically seen benefits for perspective and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I can see, and I've seen it like benefit to my coach. That's the one that like invited me to this and like referred me to it and kind of sponsored me behind it. And his coach paid for him to do it. So it's like a cool pay it forward kind of chain.
And now it's pretty expensive to be a part of this, if I'm not mistaken, right? You said it was like how much to even just get a ticket?
Yeah, it's like $2,500 or like $3,000, depending on how you pay and when you pay. But that's what I'm saying. If someone's willing to pay $3,000 for me to do this, or someone's willing to pay for $3,000 for someone else to do it, like to me, that speaks to the program, because that's like a lot of people. Like a lot of people obviously pay out of pocket, but then there's a lot of people that are like their work pays for it, or like they're sponsored by another person to do it, or they get like a special sponsorship or scholarship or whatever. But it's definitely not cheap, but it's also over 4 months. And if you think of like, I don't know if you've ever had a business coach or like those kinds of things, like that kind of stuff gets really, really expensive really, really quick. So if you have like 4 months worth of training, to have like your own accountability coach, to have a team that we're partnered with, to have the support system, like that's less than $1,000 a month, which is like definitely like a good deal in the reference side of things. But also you got to go out to Vegas for 3 different weekends, which is like a great time. But I also like didn't know that ahead of time. Like I didn't read the schedule as attentively as I should have.
Heidi goes, he does seem trusting. Talking about you, Mike, you seem very trusting.
I appreciate that. Yeah, trusting to a fault at times. It's definitely burned me in the past in different situations, but that's also where like I've like learned insight from myself this weekend. I'm like, oh, I'm like a people pleaser, and some of the predispositions I have, some of the choices that I make, which is like cool. It's a cool thing. And again, I cried more this weekend than I've probably cried in the last like 10 years.
I still can't believe that. So I also want to know about, well, I don't know if we're allowed to say this here on Amazon, but
about my supplementation of microdosing.
Supplementation of microdosing while you were in Vegas. So tell me how it went from this business conference trip to, hey bro, come stay in my apartment. I know you worked in 24 hours. I'm going to trust you to give me this supplement. Because
yeah, for sure.
I know for microdosing that it's not just taking like the thing.
It's a capsule.
It's a cap, or it's a drop.
Yeah, or tincture. Yeah, or tincture.
Doesn't say drops or whatever. So how did it go from I'm gonna go stay with this random person? I'm gonna trust you to give me some supplements. I'm gonna trust you to not do weird
Kill
things
me in the middle of the night.
Yeah, do weird things to me or weird things. I didn't even go to kill. I went to touch me in my sleep.
Or right, yeah, that's a good point.
Steal my organs, possibly.
Yep.
That's option 3.
Definitely.
And then repeat for the rest of the weekend. So tell me how that started.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll paint this here. So like, just to give you guys context, some of the things I can't share, like people's names and stuff, because we agreed to a confidentiality agreement. And I want to honor that, you know, so, and like some of the things I won't speak to because a lot of it, because it's experiential, like I feel like you won't get unless you're there, but I'll explain what I can and share insight and my perspective of it. And the point of that, so like we're there Thursday. I fly in Thursday. This time going around, I'm actually going to fly in Wednesday. So I'm not stressing like right before. So I fly in Thursday. I get there. Let's say my flight lands at 4. The meeting starts at 6, or the first conference starts at 6:30. So I have from 4 to 6:30 to get my car, to check into the hotel, get everything settled away, eat some food because I hadn't eaten yet, and then get there, which I thought was like 2.5 hours, should be plenty of time to do all of that, I thought. Now, what I didn't realize is when I booked this trip, I booked it last minute, and I used Hopper, the Hopper app, which
and you screw yourself royally.
Yeah, like I just put in like, hey, the first thing that came up, and it was super cheap too, which should have been an immediate red flag, right? Like when it's super cheap, like there's a problem with that. And it turns out, and then, hey, Lady M, turns out this place was 45 minutes away, like legit 40 miles away in what's called Prim, Nevada, which is less than 10 miles from the California state line. So I could have like gone to Cali if I really wanted to. That would have been an easier trip than going to Vegas from where I was at in this casino. So I check in. I said, oh man, this is a miserable. It wasn't like traffic or anything. It was pretty cool. There was nice views, but like I rushed, got my car. My card also, like I didn't call my bank to let them know I was traveling. So it got declined. Then I had to use my Amex, which Amex is great anywhere you travel. Cause like so I was like, all right, cool. At least I can use my Amex for everything. I didn't think about calling the bank, and I didn't have time. Like it was last minute. So I was like, all right, I'll deal with that tomorrow. But I didn't have to, thankfully, and everything was good there. So I go all the way out to this casino, still didn't eat. I was like, I'm not going to have time to eat. I checked in. I was like, oh, this is a garbage hotel too. It was like super sketchy. I drive all the way back. I finally make it with like 10 minutes to spare. I bought like some jerky or some beef jerky and like a Gatorade in the store, like at the gas station on the way there. So just my point though, I got a Gatorade Zero and some jerky without any added sugar. You can make a good choice anywhere. So I don't want to hear people that travel, oh, I couldn't eat anything. BS. You could go to a gas station and find something. You know, even if you don't eat meat, you could have I could have gotten an egg with like a string cheese.
I was
going to
say, apple. That meat is not allowed with our challenge, Michael.
Not for week 1, just week 1. Then week 2, it comes back.
Yeah, but you ate jerky.
Yeah, on Thursday. This was Thursday. It started on Sunday.
Okay. I was like, oh, I'm thinking you started earlier. Okay, continue.
Ciao, bro. Ciao. So I didn't start fasting until Sunday, actually. So I still was able to go out. I had a breakfast burrito at like dinner time on Sunday. And then I started my fast around like 8 o'clock or something, whatever time it was. Right. So anyways, so that's just like leading up. So you guys can kind of like.
Okay, let's get to where you meet this person. And
yeah, the explain all this is to explain how stressed I am too. Like, oh man, I'm thinking about this. So anyways, we get there 6:30. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but like they were there. I saw them like, oh, this is like this. That looks like a cool. I could tell they were like either a trainer or someone that really into fitness because they're like built more so than me and leaner. Like I could like scan someone and like usually tell their body percentage from looking at them.
So wait, hold on. Pause for 1 second just off the statement so far. You were immediately drawn into this by the way they so this whole relationship started on the factor of you said, oh, I looked at this guy and I could saw he had a good body percentage. Looked pretty good. I'm gonna go in for the kill. Let's do this. Let's see what's up.
Dude, I mean, we could shape it like that for sure. We could totally paint that narrative if we want to. But I do that to everybody. Like everyone that was there, I was analyzing their body composition. I do that all day. Like I do that to you. I do that to everybody.
Like I saw this guy and I could just tell.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So maybe that came across weirdly worded. I didn't notice him right off the bat. Like I was like checking in, and then I met the person that I talked to over the phone, gave them a hug, and then I sat down, and they like kind of like, all right, go pick a seat and put your name on it, and then you have your name on the seat, and it like follows you everywhere for the rest of the conference. So if they move your chair, your name's attached to it, so you like sit with wherever they put your name. And I of course sit front row, like dead set in the middle, because I'm like, dude, if I'm investing my resources and time in this, I want to be dead center. I want to be like that kind of student. I want to get the most out of this. I want to participate, all that kind of fun stuff. However, then I had my actually buddy sat next to me, the one that I partnered up with, because they're like, hey, everybody pick a buddy. And then I forgot, maybe like an hour or two in, we break up into what's called power groups. So it's like 46 people there. They break up into 4 groups of like 10. Maybe it was like 4 groups of 8 and then a group, like a 5th group of 10 or some, whatever the number was. So me and my buddy were like, all right, cool. We want to work with that coach. Like I just saw each one of the coaches, there's like 5 of them. They introduce themselves, they say who they are, and they say like what they're here to help with. Like, here, I'm help with you, like allowing you to be vulnerable, or like whatever their like specialty thing is. I'm like, all right, I'm going with that person because the reason I liked the coach was because they were in real estate, they were an artist, they were like kind of rounded in all these areas, and they really wanted to focus on being present and vulnerable, which I'm like, those are 2 things like I need to work on. I need to be like vulnerable. Like I don't allow myself to feel feelings. I feel like void and empty inside. And then I'm like horrible at being present. I'm always thinking about like the next thing. So that resonated with me. My buddy was like, yo, dude, that person, cool. We sat. And then the person I ended up staying with was in my power group too. And we were just kind of going around, and like they were asking questions, and they're like, hey, so is anyone like staying in Vegas? Who's from Vegas? Where are you staying? I'm like, dude, I'm like 45 minutes away. Like I booked this horrible hotel. And then the person I ended up staying with was like, oh dude, if you want, like I have an extra room, you could stay with me. Like I'm like, nah dude, I don't want to like put you out. He's like, you're not staying in my bed, bro, like it's fine, like you can stay in my extra room. And I'm like that does sound, he's like, I'm literally right here, I'm like 10 minutes away, like I'm on the strip, like it's way better than driving like an hour and forth back and forth every day. You're gonna get so tired, you're gonna have to wake up early, you're gonna deal with traffic and like all this other stuff. And I was like, actually, yes. I said yes. And then honestly, dude, I was so glad I did, because it was an awesome, awesome time. But that's like how we basically got to that point, is basically that's the story, how we kind of got there.
So literally you all in 10 minutes of knowing him, or maybe like an hour.
Not even like maybe a couple minutes of conversation of like him opening and sharing. Yeah. So like less than an hour of knowing this person. I was like, I'll stay with you. Sure.
The thing that goes into my head as a red flag is the fact that he felt comfortable. Not saying you're not trustworthy, Mike. I know you obviously are trustworthy. And you're right.
Drank too fast.
Okay. Well, I know that you're a trustworthy human being, but here's my thing.
Yeah.
He felt comfortable to let a stranger into his home in Vegas, nonetheless, of all cities in the world. Las Vegas, Nevada. He was like, I've known you all of 10 minutes. Stay in my house. No, I don't know why, but that just ding, 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 back of my head. Like, why is he so opening? I don't know. Maybe that's maybe something I got going on.
No, you're totally valid, man, and right. And this is where like I was also kind of like maybe it was like 2 hours. Maybe it was like 2 hours of knowing each other, but it was definitely in the first night. So I was like, I was like, damn, that's cool of you. And like, I don't know, man. Like sometimes you just pick up a vibe from a person. So here's how I could explain it. Everyone that was there was like investing in their own self-development and personal growth. So I think maybe that kind of provided a sense of like reassurance for him. I don't know. I can't, because I said this to him. I'm like, dude, like I won't get into the personal dynamics of what he's been working on, what I was working on this weekend, but there was components of what he mentioned. I'm like, oh, this totally makes sense why you invited me into your home now. It's like, man, I really can't share too much just because it's like a public platform, and I don't want to like, even though no one's going to know who I'm talking about, honestly. But it's just like,
don't say his name here. Don't.
Yeah, but like just the idea of, you know, just had one of his kids like leave to go to college, kind of had like felt lonely. I'm gonna speculate. These are my speculations that he was just like tired of being alone. Like this dude. I mean, listen, like he's like a successful, hardworking, grinding, good-looking kind of person. So it's not like he has to be alone, you know. But you could tell there was a sense of like
throw in the good-looking part.
And this is relevant because, hear me out. Because if you're good looking, you don't have to be alone. This is a warped perspective that I have, right? So like, I feel like people that are good looking, it's easy to like, maybe this is just like my weird insecurities of like, if you're good looking and you're confident in that, like you can bring anyone home with you, more or less. Like, so I think that was like, all right, you don't have to be alone. Like you could like go bring a girl home if you want to. So he wasn't looking for like that. It was looking for like a sense of maybe connection. Also, in hindsight, I found out he was going to have one of his buddies sign up for the program and stay with him that weekend. So he was already planning on having someone in his house, and they bailed last minute. So he's like, hey, when you said you needed a place, I was like, oh, this is perfect, because I wanted to have someone there with me to go over the homework, to like talk about the stuff we're experiencing, to have kind of like a friend, more or less, like to have that support system. So in hindsight, that makes sense too.
Do you have anyone who wants to sponsor me so they could pay for me to go next weekend?
Right. Well, you can't just go, like you have to go at the beginning. Like there's like a 4-weekend process, or like a 4-month process.
You're only going 2 weekends.
Like, I'm going a 3rd weekend in June.
Oh.
And that's when we like graduate. That's like our full graduation, the end of the entire program. And then there's like some Zoom calls,
meals and stuff like that, and food while you're there.
How they what? Yeah, they don't include any of that.
They should. That's like,
I agree, especially for the price. But like, also, here's what's also kind of crazy is like they're like, hey, like no bathroom breaks, no food breaks, no nothing until we tell you can do it. So like every 3 hours there was a break, more or less. Sometimes they'd give us a break earlier, like, hey, dude, like I really gotta pee. Like, can we all take a break? And they're like, all right, go take a break, like go pee. But because it was so experiential, like meaning you have to like be there and experience it. I missed what you said, but I like.
Culty.
Dude, for sure, yeah, because like here's the thing. When you look at cults, what they try and do,
you can't go to the bathroom to what I say.
Exactly. Like they want you to wear a uniform, they want to control you, they want to break you down, they want to separate you from the people that are close to you, right? That's like typical cult or like controlling behavior, right? Listen, I did a lot of research ahead of time into cults in general, just because I'm very intrigued by the sociology and psychology of it.
So you were the cults before the cults. You did the cults before the cults.
Yeah, exactly. Like I like, but I didn't even know that's what this was. Like not that I'm saying it is a cult. Like if you know what I mean. Like so, I could see that.
Grain of salt. I'm busting because that's just Mike's
relationship. Yeah, dude, 100%. It's super funny because like even some of the people in our group are like, oh no, this is kind of giving off some cult vibes, but not really. But like I could see it, and dude, it was honestly like just awesome in so many ways, but also. Again, like very unique. It was a unique experience is what I'll say. And that's why I'm intrigued to see what happens next week. And then we're going to have guests on the podcast. I told some of the people in my group and outwards, like, hey, if you guys want to come on the podcast, they're like, yeah, I'm down. Or like, they seemed interested. So like, hopefully we'll have people and they can speak to their personal experience. And then me and them can talk back and forth so we can be open about what we noticed about each other, our experiences engaging with each other versus just like me talking about my perspective alone. But so that brings us to Friday. This is just Thursday. I'm sorry. This is just Thursday. This is just like the first day. So now, first day, I stay there. Cool. He's like, hey, this is your spot. And I'm like, dude, like I could just tell. And there's also another thing. The way the guy was like put together, his fashion, like what he was wearing, and the type of stuff. I'm like, oh, so you obviously take care of yourself. You're like hardworking, successful business person. What? Yeah, very much American Psycho.
I was gonna say that guy looked really well put together, so
for sure, dude. Like he definitely could be American Psycho for all I know. The supplements he gave me could be like human part. Who knows?
It's crazy. Hold on, I put a clementine in my mouth. Unfortunately, wrong timing.
Snackies.
Sorry, guys. We're both fasting we're fasting.
Now we broke the fast. Now we're fueling.
I broke my fast at whoever gave us a like on the other app over here. Thank you so much. Someone gave us a heart on the AMP app.
Oh, I completely forgot I had that open. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, hearty hearts.
Yeah, guys. So just a little recap here, guys. We are live on Amazon Live here for the podcast, and we are also trying out for the first time ever.
Amazon Amped.
Amazon Amped is a brand new app supposed to be competing with Clubhouse. It's pretty cool. So we're trying it out for anyone new here. If you click that follow button, if you hit that like button, I don't even know how this works yet. Even here on Amazon Live, we appreciate every single one of you guys. We're here every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Real family-ish, because family and life is not sunshine and rainbows. We talk about everything from work, being business owners, everything in between. Oh, we got 4 people on the Amazon AMP app. Look at us right now.
Popping off. Also, guess who's in the chat? Shout out to Angelina in the chat. Angelina, I'm sorry I'm using your name right now. If you don't want me to, like, I'll just tell me. I won't use your name, and I won't tell them how I know you.
Isn't her name her username?
Yeah, for sure. But
I think everyone can see her name though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I have to say who Angelina is, because I also have a med in the chat. I also have, so I won't say the relationship with the person. But yeah, Angelina, I see you, homie. Thanks for the follow.
Guys, yes, the follow button is so important, and we are here recapping on Mike's most recent Vegas trip this past weekend. How he became friends with a very big group of strangers, invited them back to his house, trusted them for some supplements, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Microdosing supplements.
Yes. So back to the fact of what I was thinking is when you said that he just gave me these supplements or pills and I trusted them. My first thought was like, what if he was like what was it? Not
date rape, yeah, or dosing.
I was trying to avoid to say the R word, but yes.
Yeah, might be.
I don't know if we're alled to say that here, but
yeah, definitely not. Don't do that. Whoops.
With DR drug, I'm like, he definitely tried to slip you a roofie, and
I mean,
but you did that in hindsight for a second.
Not even for like a fraction of a second, to be honest with you. Now, here's the other part. And here's why. I didn't take it the first night. I didn't take it the second night. It was the third night. So Thursday to Friday, we stayed there.
He offered you the first night?
No. He didn't offer it until the third night. I think he was feeling us out too. Now, here's the other part, and this is where it'll come in. So Angelina said it's cool that I say I use her name. She's my buddy from Vegas. Like, she's my partner in all of this. She's the person that, like, we're now tied together for the rest of this experience. And unfortunately, Angelina, you're stuck with me the rest of your life. I don't know if you've realized this yet. I told her I was telling her on
you can't get rid of him. That's it. Like, and just for anyone who's new listening here, me and Michael are cousins. There is no relationship. We've gotten many people like, "Oh, are you guys married?" And I'm like,
yeah,
but okay, so we're in the storyline here. You're now with him 24 hours. This mystery man. Now he is well dressed, well represented. Is this the one with the Tesla?
Yes, this is the one with the Tesla.
He has a Tesla. So we know, I'm not trying to be judgy, but we know he has money.
No, I'm just putting it together.
Now, is this his house that you stayed at, or is this his, like, he rented this place? Or he lives here?
No, well, so he lives here, but he's renting it without going too far into his stuff. He's like going through a divorce. He's got like 2 different properties that I wasn't there. I don't know. This is like, again, based on the information I've been given. Okay.
This is the
So
story.
he's renting this place.
Have you watched, anyone out there, have you watched the Creating Anna Delphi?
Yes, dude.
This is the first thing that's running.
I mean, very much. But here's the thing. What I did in the first 24 hours is like, once he told me what he does, like he's also a coach. He showed me his profile. I looked him up. Like,
what does he do? What is his career?
He's a strength. He's a health coach like me, or he's like a body recomposition coach. So he deals specifically with men 30 to 50 that want to transform their body composition. Like, he has a very unique niche and very specific, and he does really, really well. Like, I won't say exactly how much he makes, but like you said, he does well for himself. Okay, like really, really well.
He has a house 10 minutes from the Vegas Strip, a Tesla, a 2-bedroom apartment looking over the Strip. I would assume this guy has bank.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Okay, so now we got a little bit more behind Chad. Chad is just coming to my head. Okay, we're gonna call him Chad. Chad is the first.
Go for it.
Chad. Okay, so day 3 is when he asked you to microdose supplements.
Yes.
What time at night was this?
This was, dude, because we didn't get out to like 11 o'clock every night, pretty much. So this was like 11, maybe 11:30. We just went out. So this night we got out at 10. Actually, we got out early. We went to a bar tavern. Angelina, I don't know, how would you describe this place we went out to Saturday night? We went out. We got some food. We had a good time. You know, we're just chilling, and then afterwards.
You hesitated.
I won't go into all. I'm trying to like figure out how to word this. So like,
you hesitated. What happened on Saturday night?
So there's like multiple layers to this. Like, Angelina was kind of going through some stuff. She gave me her phone. She's like, "Hey, don't let me have my phone today. I just want to like be present, be in the moment." I was like, "Beautiful job, good for you." And then when she got her, that was Friday. And then Saturday she had her phone back. She was like, damn, I don't know if we should share, because you're not technically supposed to be like drinking or doing drugs or any kind of anything throughout the weekend. You're supposed to be like sober and present, but I'm just gonna say it was me.
You're gonna say that no one in Vegas that whole weekend had a drink while in Vegas during this whole entire conference? No, that's not. What you just make look into?
Sorry, I was looking. Angelina just said, yeah, it's like definitely like a bar tavern. So many layers. Yeah, because she's in my chat right now. So like,
So
I appreciate you checking this out, dude. Eventually, this is what I'm gonna say too, Angelina. Eventually, we'll get you. Like, you could just like be right up top here. We could have a video of you, and we could be like, oh, like, break. Because I'm gonna have this guy Chad on. Angelina, I'm not using his real name, by the way. So like when he comes on, we'll use his real name. I'm gonna have some of the other people in our power group come on, talk about their experience. Some of the like influencers, if they want to get some
really
exposure.
quick, guys, too, just to say a little subliminal message here.
Ooh.
Any here for those of you who are here on Amazon Live with us, all the products you see down in our carousel down below are everything
Boom.
we're using here for our live stream, from the cameras to the ring light to my MacBook to my phone charger to the water bottle I am drinking from to the mic to my headphones. Same with Mike over there as well. For those of you who are on the Amazon AMP app, the brand new app that we are so excited to try out, if you could click that follow button, even here on Amazon Live, click that follow button. We just want to let you guys know that this is not really a product push show for our podcast. We just want to talk to you guys, interact with the chat. There is a chat going on here on Amazon Live. I don't think there's a chat again in the AMP app.
I didn't see it.
That's kind of the poo-poo part about that, but we'll hopefully they'll fix that.
We'll work on that. Yeah.
But with that being said, hi Dorothy, how are you?
Yeah, Dorothy.
I wonder if the people on the Amazon AMP app know about Amazon Live. So just
that's a good question.
There's a live streaming platform on Amazon now, just so you guys know. And those of you on Amazon Live, there is now a radio platform. Amazon app is supposed to be like Clubhouse here. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Just learning about all this stuff. Also, fun fact, Angelina did say he could definitely be a Chad, by the way. So she confirms the use of that name.
Like he's a Chadster, because I'm getting Chad vibes.
He could, but he's like, I'm trying to describe what he could be a hybrid of. So anyway, all right, so like, here's what also built my trust, and here's a key thing. I don't know if I ever told this, Gina. I don't like doing business with people, like especially when I do partnerships and stuff, unless I've worked out with them or trained with them to some capacity, whether it's in person or virtually. And me and Chad worked out the morning before Friday's conference. So like every day from pretty much the whole, except Sunday, we worked out. Because Angelina, actually, so there's another layer to it. Angelina stays over too, and she microdoses with us. And then we didn't go work out that morning because like, we were up till like 4 a.m, like doing homework. Like Angelina didn't even go to sleep, right? If I recall correctly, you just stayed up the whole time and didn't even go to sleep in this dude's place.
So wait, is that really microdosing? If you take that much that it keeps you awake? I thought microdosing you're supposed to barely even feel it.
Yeah, it like, so here's the thing. I took double the amount I was supposed to. So one pill's microdosing for this. It was like 0.4 grams was one pill. I took 2 accidentally because he put 2 on the counter. And I thought they were both for me, but it was 1 for me, 1 for Angelina, and I took both. So I definitely
that sounds like the lamest excuse that I just want to take both of you right now. You're such a lying sack of doo-doo that.
No, I'm serious.
Okay, I'll take.
Because if I want more, I would just ask. I genuinely thought he was like, all right, take both of these. He just like put him down and like walked away. And then Angelina, I think, ended up taking 2. Angelina, I think you took 2 as well. Anyways, we don't have to say what you did or you didn't do. Like, we don't have to throw that out there. But anyway, so yeah. So we worked out that Friday. We built some trust. We had a good workout session, had a great day, very productive, did our homework at night. So then come back. We had another day. And then me and Angelina were actually talking about this before, where we all bonded was that Friday because we went to go get Starbucks in between one of the breaks. So me, Angelina, and 2 other people, one other person, I won't say his name either. He's from New York. I took 2 because you did. Yeah, exactly. So whoops, I messed up the whole flow, and we both ended up taking 2 because I took 2. I still consider it a microdose compared to like an eighth. Like 0.8 is like, to me, still a micro version of that. But it's definitely more.
You're not. I wouldn't say it's microdosing because you're not supposed to truly get like high off it.
I'll say this. I definitely got some body. Like I had a pillow and I was like stroking this pillow like a cat. And I was just like, oh, this pillow feels so good. And they were just laughing at me. Like even Chad was like, again, not using his real name, but calling him Chad. Chad was like, dude, I could tell you're really enjoying that pillow right now. I have accidentally overdone it before dosing. Yeah, I hear you. You can definitely but it was a good balance. Like, it wasn't too much because I've done more than that before in the past. And it was definitely like, for me, it was a great experience, honestly. Even though like, I didn't get a lot of sleep.
I've never done hallucinogen, should I say. I've been too scared. Josh refuses to do it with me because he says like it could change your perception of the person you're with, and like he's heard like really bad stories about that. So
I get that.
I was like, okay, well then F you, bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. But I told him he still owes me one night of fun because,
Hey now.
in a nutshell, there was not an incident. I won't call it an incident. It was more so a lap of judgment where I was out one night, not out, I was out working, should I say, and I was pregnant, right? And Anthony was hanging out with Josh. Let's just put it there, right? Anthony and Josh were hanging out,
Get it?
and I'm getting these texts like, I love you so much. I miss you, blah, 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 which is normal for my husband, but red flags.
You could tell.
Instant red flags, right? And I come home, they're watching a movie, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, cool. And then all of a sudden, like, obviously I know they probably were, smoking or whatever, but
Sure.
And then the next morning I wake up, I come down, they're still on the couch, right? I'm like, what the hell? So I go into the garbage, like to throw something out. I see 2 empty containers of orange juice. That was a wrap.
Classic. Yeah.
I'm like, I run upstairs to him. I'm like, what'd you do last night? And he's like, what do you mean? Like all innocent, like as if I had.
What?
I'm like, did you do X, Y, and Z? And he's like, what? Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, why didn't you just tell me? Like, I don't care. He's like, well, I didn't want to like freak you out. You're pregnant. I didn't want to stress you out. I'm like, so you thought it would be better to like, God forbid something happened that I didn't know. I'd rather you tell me. Oh, well, and then I ran down to Anthony and ripped him open a brand new a-hole because I'm like, just that whole relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So ripped him a new a-hole. And I'm like, when I'm not pregnant anymore, I am going out and I am blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, fine. I still haven't used that card yet. I haven't used that. That's still tucked away in my pocket.
Ashley wants to microdose too. So I'm just saying, maybe you guys want to or you can do whatever the hell you want. I don't know.
No, but I'm fine with that. But I wanted to go so bad for my 30th birthday to Vegas. And that was ruined because of the pandemic and because I was pregnant and blah, blah, blah. Life. But I want to do like a trip, like pool parties and live my let it out. I feel like you need those every once in a while to like just recap on you, even though you should not be there anymore. Not even that you can't be there anymore. Let me take that back. You could be there at any age. It's just
for sure.
you get it out of your system once every like 3 years or 2 years, and then you're good for another like 5. So I need one of those like Vegas trips. I never got to enjoy Vegas like I should. I was always working. Your buns are cute.
Oh, look at
Gina goes, you're only 30. Yes, I am 30.
Gina's a mature soul.
Wait, I lied. I'm 30.
You're 31.
I'm 30. Yeah. I'm like, wait, I'm 31.
But for this situation, I'll say 30.
Yes,
yeah. So
the pandemic kind of screws me up now at my age. So I'm like, wait.
Yeah, you take lose a time.
I gave birth at 29. 30 was I was living with my mother.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I thought you were the same age as me. What are you talking about? Hi, Gina.
You're talking about Gina.
Well, Gina Capone is in the chat. She's another Long Island.
Yeah, Gina. Yeah, what's up, Gina? Gina, if you want to drop your stuff too, I just realized.
Yeah, Gina, drop all your stuff. Drop your link. Shout out to everyone. Gina here is another amazing Amazon live streamer. She has an amazing show. She also does a whole bunch of profiles. She has a whole profile set up you can go check out. If I could speak English today. Please, Gina, share your stuff with us. And with all the viewers out there, by all viewers, I mean the 10 that are currently with us right now. We appreciate every single one of you. You can click that follow button too. Dorothy, I'm 30. Oh dear. Oh God, I'm so old. Gina, you're definitely not old. You're definitely over exaggerating. I thought you were honestly younger than me. Gina, I thought you were younger than me.
Also, Angelina says she'll also show you all the good spots when you come to Vegas, by the way.
Gina, add 15 years to your age, and that really, Gina, you do not look no effing way. Excuse my French. You're lying. You're a lying sack of doo-doo.
Well, you both look great.
You look freaking amazing, Gina.
Yeah. Good for you, homie. So yeah, so that's
5. Wow, to say that year out loud sounds weird to me. I don't know why.
Just like
no, like to think like the 70s.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay.
But I always make fun of Josh the other day. We were talking about the movie Juice. You know the movie Juice with Tupac, right?
No, I mean I know that's a movie, but I don't even remember like what goes
Really
down in that
good
movie. I have to watch it.
So yes, I'm a '70s baby. Well, Josh was born in 1982, so he was like
Right at the cusp.
not like 11, 12 when that movie came out, whatever, 13 years old. And Justice was sitting on the couch, and I'm like, oh, we're 9 years apart. He's like, you were 2. Yes, we get it, Gina. You were like 2, 3 years old. I'm like, that's really weird to say coming out of your mouth that I was 2 and you were not. Like, and Justice starts hysterically laughing. He's like, I think in his mind, he was like, pedophile. Like,
yeah, just like being like, oh.
Me and Josh are 9 years apart, but anyway.
But you guys are adorable too.
Yeah. Yeah, we met at 22. That's so weird. He was 22. He was 31.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, not that that's weird. That's like an okay age gap, but like we're 9 years apart. But to think of the mental capacity into people at 22 and 31.
Yeah.
The fact that he dealt with me and my 22 shenanigans is just.
Dude, especially you. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it. Like, it was just like.
You. Yeah, Mike understands.
Well, both of you. I won't even say, but Josh too. Like, you guys were both living a very busy traveling lifestyle, right? Like he was performing, you were performing, you were both having your like. There was like all these things going on. So, yeah, dude. I'm trying to think of like Angelina. What did I miss about Vegas? I feel like I'm like maybe missing. So we did. Oh, so all right. So I'll bring it back. So
it's not 15 years. Wait, are you and your husband 15 years apart? Is that what you're saying? That's not bad. It's not 15 years.
Yeah, it's 15 years bad?
No, I don't think 15 years is bad either. Depending on.
Yeah.
No, she said no. Me and you.
Yeah.
That's honestly, I'm still in my head, Gina. You're my age, and you are.
Deal with it.
So I'm not gonna it's not gonna sink into my brain at all. So don't worry.
Doesn't change perception.
So wait, I want to go to Vegas now.
All right, so back to Vegas. So let's go to Saturday, right? We go to Starbucks for like a lunch break. Me, Angelina, Chad, and this other dude we'll call, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Other dude.
Chad too.
OD. We'll call Chad too. Perfect. So we'll call him Chad too. So we go to Starbucks, we go get some coffee, and that's where me and Angelina were talking about before. Like, I think that's where we like kind of bonded as a group. Where like then we were gonna hang out, right? So then later that night, we all go out to this like bar tavern kind of place, have some good food. They like Angelina and Chad too start having some drinks. I don't drink really, so I didn't get any drinks. Chad didn't get any drinks. So we're like, all right, like so you guys are probably not going to drive. Like also Chad too didn't have a car. He didn't have a license because he's from New York, and like in New York City, like come on, you don't really need a car, right? Or know how to drive. He didn't even have a license. He's like he could drive, but I don't think he had a license. So he's like, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna drive. So whoever's gonna like just give me a ride home. So turns out Angelina is like drinking to the point where all right, dude, like don't worry about driving. Joe, let's call him Joe. Okay, I like Joe. Let's call him Joe.
So we'll call him Joe.
Chad and Joe. So Chad's where I'm staying. Joe's the other dude. And then we got Angelina. So Angelina's like, all right, like let's not worry about driving. You don't have to worry about that. That's a headache. So then at one point, and then also like Angelina was going through some other stuff I won't talk about here. Like Angelina, you can share it if you want to talk about it, and then I'll like dig into the details. But we just were like, hey, don't stay at home tonight. That's not going to be the best move for you. Come stay here. Come stay at Chad's. So she comes to stay at Chad's, and then we get back after having dinner. We dropped off Joe, and sorry, I'm putting my phone over here. I just realized the audio is going to be doo-doos on the other app, so I'm going to keep it over here. So we go back, and then we're like, all right, cool, let's do our homework. Like we got back, it was like maybe 11:30, 12 or something like that after dropping off Joe, and then Chad's like, yo, do you guys want a microdose? Because I mentioned prior, like earlier in the day that I wanted to. He's like, dude, I have them in my freezer. Like, I'm like, what? You've had this the whole time? You've been holding out on me? And then
no,
like,
Mike's ears was perked up like a dog. Like, what? Microdosing?
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah.
You don't have to hold your phone right there, Mike. You can be on the on the table.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm like, what are you
It's just like interview. I've been watching too many like TikTok videos. You know how they do like TikToks and they hold it like this, like an interview.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah. So we decided to do that, and then we stayed up probably from like midnight to like 4 a.m, just like doing that and doing our homework. And then Angelina, if I recall correctly, you didn't even go to sleep. Like I stayed in the extra bedroom. Angelina just like chilled on the couch and stayed awake. And then at one point I heard the door open and close to the house. I thought maybe like Chad went to go work out because he's got like 2 different gyms downstairs. And it was really actually Angelina like going to get her clothes out of the car and then going to get something else out. Like she never went to sleep. I'm like, dude, you're a champion. Like you're a hero.
I could never.
Yeah, like she and Coach Mike. It's what's happening here,
wait,
Rosalinda?
Followed you, Gina C. Okay, I'm so confused. Me and Gina have the same initials, so my technically my last
Oh, okay, I
name
see what you're
is
saying.
Paulo, so I got confused. I thought she was talking about me. I was like,
Yeah.
Thank you, Dorothy, for following Gina, the other Gina, as well. We
appreciate the love.
Here.
That's a fact.
So any cool food places? Any like cool other spots you visited?
I mean, we didn't go like super hard with food. There was this good place. I want to say it was like Skinny Fat. Was like a lunch place we went to that was really good. Angelina said she slept 30 minutes. What a hero. Champion.
I can't do that anymore. Like I would be a very angry person if that happens. Like I get like nope. Did I tell you that I had like a panic attack the other day and not I slept over at my friend's house in the city.
Yes, you told me about this.
Yeah, then I had a panic attack at 2:00 in the morning. Like, so like for me, like I don't know. Like, maybe I'd be fine in Vegas, which I booked a trip to DR in September, right? And Josh is not sure. I booked a trip to DR in September.
When did you do this?
I booked it technically it was booked before the pandemic and before I got pregnant.
Okay.
I tried to surprise Josh with a trip. Then I got pregnant. I pushed it back. And then the pandemic hit. So I pushed it back it's been pushed back since the last
Right. Okay, I got it.
So now we finally rebooked it to this September. Me, Tahita, and Josh are supposed to go, right? And now Josh is like, I don't know if I feel comfortable leaving Logan for, I think it's 6 days.
Ooh, yeah. Where would Logan go? Stay with Aunt D?
That's what we were trying to think about. Like, I feel comfortable with either you guys, or my mom.
She can totally stay with us.
Well, what are we gonna do? Bring her to North Carolina and drive back up? Like,
take a flight out of North Carolina? I don't know.
We already booked our flight, so.
Well, just kidding.
I mean, if you want to come to if you guys want to come up and stay in our house
be like, we're house sitting.
I mean, that would be actually fantastic. But I said, if I'm fine with my mom watching her. If my aunt, someone has to be there. My mom can't do that for 6 days straight by herself. She would need.
I hear that.
My Aunt Kim.
Reinforcement.
Reinforcement. So I don't know. Like, we got to figure it out. Otherwise, Josh is like, just have a girls trip and just go. Oh my God, you did homework fine. Oh, I'm sure that Mikey is going to love his TT. I'm reading the chat.
I'm looking at it too.
My son, whose name is Mikey. I was like, wait, Mike's right here doing what homework is he doing? I was so confused for a second.
Well, no, okay. I was doing homework in Vegas. Maybe you're talking about that. I don't know.
That's what I thought she was referring to for a second.
Oh, yeah, no, you're definitely okay. Yeah, all right. Now I get it. We're just playing cat. So, fun fact, by the way, those that are on my chat, like Angelina and stuff, like Gina also has her Amazon channel. She's live streaming as well. I'll drop the link in here if you guys want to give her a follow. But also know, like, if you don't see, like, what are they reading? Like, we have chats going in both of our channels. So in case you're wondering, like, what are we talking about? You might be missing it. That's why.
Guys, if you hop over to my channel as well, I have all the new upcoming shows that we have coming up. We have a Bedshore Live coming up this Monday. We're doing a $50 product giveaway. And then we have the podcast again. And then I'm going to have a Vaunt, which is like smart devices, the 21st. And then the 28th, we got another Bedshore. We're going to have some awesome stuffs going on the week. Are we doing a live workout this weekend?
Yes, but so here's the thing. I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna be doing jiu-jitsu, so I gotta go over with Chuck how to do it from the LOF account, or maybe I'll just do it from the Coach Chuck account. But then I'm gonna do.
Wait, do you want to do it maybe like another time so you can make it?
I mean, I would be down with that.
That's fine with me. You let me know. We can figure that out after. But Dorothy's like swapping chats back and forth. Do it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You do it, girl. Do it up. I have it on there. Yeah. So. Yeah, dude, I'm trying to think what else we might have missed. There was definitely, like, food was good, but nothing, like, we didn't go to, like, any kind of crazy specialty places. Skinny Fat was a good lunch place. We went to that bar and tavern place. That was fun. I
stayed in Old Vegas. I don't think I stayed in, or did I stay in New Vegas? I don't remember if I stayed in Old or New Vegas when I worked.
I want to say it was Old Vegas. I remember you, like, we were talking about this a while ago.
It was the Golden Nugget is what I stayed in. The Golden Nugget, which I thought was so cute. The pool was awesome. It had that like shark tank with the slide around it. But I was working, so I literally had to wake up at 11, had to be on site for 11 a.m. and then I was working until like 5, 6 in the morning.
So yeah,
I
like
got
crazy
like 3
hours.
hours of sleep, and everyone's like, "Let's go to a pool party." I did that one day, and I was miserable. And it was 120 degrees that day, and my butt cheeks were like sticking to the seat. So, meow meow. I want to go visit Vegas again. So wait, now are you staying with this guy when you go back?
Yeah, so now I'm gonna go back and stay. He's like, hey man, if you want to stay again, you don't have to worry about getting a hotel. Because I also didn't think about it's March Madness, so like Vegas is packed and like it's hard to get a room. It's like even the flights were crazy expensive. I didn't think about it either until like yesterday, and he mentioned it. Like he's like, yeah, dude, come stay with me again. I'm like, dude, I'm serious. I will totally come stay with you again because one, it's super convenient and close, but two, it was a lot of fun, honestly. Like I feel like I got more from the experience by staying with someone that was also doing it with me. So I totally get how that works. And then also I was talking to Angelina before. We were thinking about having Joe's like definitely like, dude, this is a cult. He's from New York. He's like, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I feel like when you're from New York, you're like less prone to like putting up with shit, if that makes sense. Or like you're kind of like cut to it and maybe a little bit more like apprehensive about things. And he's young. He's like 26 and he's like in college, going to Columbia University. He's like writing a book and stuff. Why did he go
to this thing to begin with?
One of his friends like recommended that he do it, and he got like I think like a student discount or something like that. So it was like half price or something. Okay. I don't even know. And they let him stay at one of the coach's houses or like one of the other person's houses that wasn't even there for like half the trip. So anyways, point is like, he's like, I don't know if I'm going to come back. Like I got a lot from this. Like you guys are what made this, but it seems a little culty. It's a little freaky to me. I don't necessarily like it. And then we were like,
blame him though. No, not saying it is, again, look how I'm reacting. I'm from New York and I'm like, okay, so you took a pill from a random dude you knew for 10 minutes, all of 2.5 days. They're telling you to do X, Y, and Z. You don't get potty breaks unless they say so. You have to wear what they say. You have to do what they say when they say it. And
yeah, no, totally. And then that's like, I'm like, dude, I get where you're coming from. Believe me, I totally get that. And then the chat's popping off here a little bit, so maybe we'll dig into it. But like, just to highlight, so I'm like, all right, cool. Like maybe we'll have a sleepover party at Angelina's. Like, Joe, you go stay with her. Me and Chad will hold it down there. And then like, we'll just like rotate where we stay each night. Like we'll stay at Angelina's one night. We'll stay at Chad's one night. We'll just have sleepover parties the whole time and just microdose every night. Or I don't know if we're actually going to do that, but I'm just like making up scenarios here. But I'm like genuinely looking forward to the trip though, and to see what the next stage is and the next piece and like some of the things that we come across and like, even just like what we talk about, some of the like connections that I made and like leveraging that for business, which I don't want to make it always about business, but like I am excited about some of the people. And like even Angelina, I'm curious if you noticed this, like I feel like half the people in the room are like real estate agents or work in real estate or realtors or like in the sales or business game. And it was interesting to see like it wasn't really good. Does sound sketchy talking about it out loud. Yeah, like dude, because here's the thing, Angelina, like tell me if this makes sense from your eyes, because she's like saying, yeah, it does kind of sound sketchy when you think about it out loud and you're out of the experience. But here's the thing. It's like we bonded very quickly because it's like, and this is like in the military, you know, they break you down to build you back up. That's kind of what they did with us too. They like emotionally broke us down to like make us tap into like vulnerable stuff and then like build us back up. So we bonded together. So we have a strong bond. Also, it's easier to manipulate people that way if I'm being transparent. Like, there is a manipulation variable.
Like you're trying to reel you in there, big boy.
You know what they also did? Angelina, I don't know if you know this, by the way. Like, fun fact, the exercise that we did on Saturday was like hypnosis. Fun fact. They like hypnotized us. How did I know? Because I've been hypnotized before. Like, I know what the process is. They make you close your eyes in a dark room. They get you into a very relaxed state where you're more suggestive or suggested. I don't know what the word is there.
Submissive.
You're more suggestive to like guidance. You know, like, so I did it for sports psychology where like I had a therapist basically teach me how to stay calm in fights, like how to control the behavior and the mind. Was there any love bombing? I don't know what love bombing is, but I'm sure there was some. We definitely hugged each other. We definitely like, they made us like hug each other or not.
Bombing? Does that mean like?
That's Dorothy. I don't know. Yeah. So Dorothy, clarify, is love bombing like hooking up, or is love bombing just being like, I love you, or like bonding with each other? What's love bombing?
Or you drop the L word? Is that what it means? Like,
Yeah, maybe. Dude, here's what's crazy too. Like when we left, I told Chad I loved him. I think I even told Angelina. I don't know if I told you this. I feel like I told you I love you. I told Joe that. I told like everyone in our group like I love you guys, and I genuinely meant it. You know?
Did you tell Ashley you told all these people that you love them?
I don't know. I feel like I did. Maybe I didn't.
I feel like Ashley hasn't heard all these stories fully yet, so I love for her to get at what your wife feels about all this.
I told her I microdosed, and then I petted a pillow and I pretended it was like a cat. I feel
like I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm not saying she should be mad at you.
No.
Imagine being your partner, right? And Josh calls me up, babe. So I met this guy. We're staying in his apartment. We're gonna have an adult sleepover, okay? We're all gonna stay in the apartment. We're all gonna have fun. We're all gonna microdose. We're gonna trip balls, and I took some more.
Do homework.
And we're gonna do some homework, okay? That sounds like the worst sad excuse of a cover story that I've ever heard. But it all, like, obviously knowing Michael, it would be legit. And if my husband turned around and said that story, I'd be like, "What the hell are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Like." All right, whatever, bye. Because I my husband is love yous, man. Jennifer goes, hello, hi Jennifer, how are you?
Yeah, Ludo, what's up, homie?
No, it's like I know you didn't do anything wrong. It's just funny. Like it's try explaining that to someone how innocent this is, and then it's like, okay, so I wasn't at a cult. One, I wasn't
being drugged.
I was gonna say DR'd. We said the date R word. I'm not gonna say the R word.
Yeah.
I wasn't DR'd. I wasn't roofied. Should I say that's the word? Like I wasn't roofied. I had a house offered to me. This guy looks like American Psycho. Could be the next American Psycho. We don't know yet. It has not been confirmed or denied. And 5 or 6 now, we had a group sleepover session. So yeah, fun times.
Yeah. And so now to just piggyback on that. So Dorothy explained what love bombing is. She's like, if there was group hugs or like after they break you down, they tell you how you're lovable and worthy, which you are, but it's a cult tactic. Yeah, no, for sure. It's 100% what happened. Like but it's also, it is very much a cult tactic. But it's also just like psychology manipulation or psychological manipulation, or like, I know what they're doing. Like, I understand psychology. So I knew once this was happening, I'm like, I know exactly what you guys are doing here. Even like Angelina, I don't know if you remember, they also made us at different times on Saturday and Sunday, like get up and dance and move and like bring up the energy. And the point of that is to release something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And when you release this, it strengthens the neurological connections, the neurons in your brain. So when you're having an experience, when you release this BDNF, it increases the speed and the strength of those neural pathways. So like if I make a bond with someone and I release BDNF, it's easier to like trigger that bond response or trigger a memory or to trigger, an effective like recall of a situation.
Obviously, whatever they're doing is working.
It's 100% working.
Definitely are sipping the Kool-Aid. You're definitely for it, which is again, it is not a bad thing. We're not ishing on the Kool-Aid
for sure. No, yeah.
But just be wary. I feel like the next thing they're going to ask for is to sign over your firstborn child.
Yeah, listen, here's the thing. Gina, if you get a call from me saying, hey, Gina, give me like $5,000 and like come to this, like just let me know let me know when that happens. Because that's like immediate red flags to me.
Yeah, if Mike calls anyone and said, hey, can you spot me like $10,000 to invest in this company? I'd be like, Michael.
Yeah, what's going on?
Walk away. I'll call Ashley. I think we got to go save him.
Or yeah, if Ashley gets a call from me, be like, hey, I'm going to stay another week. Like, we might want to sell the house and like start selling our things off and sketchy things start happening.
Here in Vegas.
And then hold on, let's see what Dorothy says. Dorothy says, LOL, I understand how good experiences like this seem culty to most, but if it makes you happy and helps you grow, then I see no problem. And then Angelina's just like, actually, I can't see that emoji face. It's too far away. My screen's too far. I think that's a thinking face. Is that like the thinking face? So here's the other thing too. Like, I think like, and then what you drinking, Mike? Ooh, that's a good question, Rosalinda. I'm drinking some seltzer right now. I got some passion fruit seltzer with no added flavors besides, let's read our ingredients here. I got some carbonated water and some citric acid. It's delicious and some natural flavors.
I got green tea and chamomile tea mixed together. So wait, Mike, tomorrow I am not fasting, right? I can eat from the moment I wake up?
Exactly. So eat from the moment you wake up till like whatever time you want to start the fast again for the next day.
Okay.
You can do this. You can do this. Like even right after this, you know what I'm going to make? I'm going to go make a delicious salad. I'm going to cook up some organic black beans. And now I am at this stage of the game, I add egg whites into my fasting weeks and like, or my first week, even though it's not technically a part of the program, I work in egg whites. So I'm going to saute up some egg whites with some veggies, a little bit of spinach, a little bit of pepper and some onions, and chop that up so I get some good
meal
nutrients.
prepped it a little bit today. When Josh left to go work, I went and meal prep. Whoever liked our show on the Amazon AMP app, thank you so much.
Yeah, AMP.
What are y'all fasting for? So we are doing the 28-day body reset challenge.
Oh yeah, little nutrition course action.
So we are basically this is
Well,
another
I'll
thing.
drop the info.
Yeah, drop it in the chat, Mike. So
that's a good segue, by the way, Rosalinda.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we were going to talk about it during the podcast anyway, but we're both. Michael wrote this program for a 28-day body reset. So if you need it like a cleanse without taking any supplements, if I wanted to take a full pill cleanse, Mike, during this, could I to really it out?
You definitely could, but your body naturally will do that, homie. Like you don't need to accelerate the process. You could take some like milk thistle to help support your organs a little bit to help strengthen them, but like
I want to feel it come out. I want it all out. I want it gone.
I get that. You want to like feel like you're completely cleansed.
I want to feel like I'm cleansing my top to bottom.
From inside to out.
Yeah,
you want to feel clean inside and out.
But I thought that was the point of taking so much vitamin C to help you go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, vitamin C will definitely give you diarrhea and make you go to the bathroom, but that's like not the intent of it.
One of your cleanses, it was like taking almost 4 vitamin C pills a day at one point.
Yeah.
That was one.
Oh, what's going on, Mike? Is that Mike? Hold on, let me just see that. Yeah, what's up, Mike? I see that new account. What's up, homie? Mike, if you're not following from this account, please feel free to give a follow if you want. If not, no worries. That's cool too. But yeah, and this is like pretty much the same thing, but we've modified it and tweaked it over the years. Yeah. The reason I'm mindful for you not overdoing on the supplements is because even you're already following. Look at you on the game, Mike. I appreciate that.
Rosalinda, yeah, for the first week, it changes every week. So the first week,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying you could obviously talk about your own course, but from what I understand, it is no meat, no dairy, no wheat, no sugar. No, when I say no sugar, no added sugar. So you could have fruit and stuff like that, but that's basically the only sugar or sweetness you get. Unsweetened coconut was allowed, right? That I remember.
Yeah. No, coconut. Pretty much anything no sugar added is going to be like a good go-to or a good rule of thumb.
No nuts. So basically,
except for D's. Sorry.
You're the worst. But so for 28 days straight, no. So that's the first week. And then after the first week, we start implementing things. What's week 2 like, Mike? Because I haven't discussed that with you yet. What's week 2?
Yeah, so I'm not going to go into all the nitty gritty, guys. If you guys want to see it, you can always opt in and sign up. I put the link in the chat, but I'll give you guys enough information to understand. Also, like, check out social media. We post about all this stuff. Where's your sauce, Gina? The sauce, marinara saucy. So we're not doing a giveaway, by the way, tonight, Mike. Like the podcast is the only time we really don't do a giveaway. But we'll be doing one tomorrow. Don't worry. We're gonna be back tomorrow.
Do you all know strawberries carry added sugar?
Listen, bro. Who said that?
Rosalinda. I don't know. How can it?
Rosalinda, don't you lie to me.
I was gonna say they can't have added sugar. It's sugar.
Yeah. Let's first off, let's backtrack and understand what you said, because maybe you're saying something and I'm missing it. Strawberries do have sugar in them in the form of fructose. Like all fruit has fructose in it, naturally occurring. Now, if you say, "Oh yeah, Mike, thanks for giving G a follow,"
and Dorothy goes, "D's nuts."
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you do, like I don't know if you've ever seen this, G. Like you could take strawberries and dip them in sugar, like, and definitely that's added sugar. Like that definitely would be added sugar, but that's not like natural. You know, you can. So here's the thing. That's where like there's like sometimes like juice cleanses and things like that can get a little sketchy because, and we talked about this before. You remember you were asking me like, oh, should I have like smoothies and juices and stuff like that? The reason I'm not a huge fan of apple juice, pineapple juice, or smoothies without any added protein or fiber is it's going to increase our blood sugar and the insulin response that goes with it. Fruit has sugar, naturally. Yeah, exactly. All fruit has like fructose, which is like
the there's no added sugar unless you sprinkle sugar on top of it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So you all can not eat No, you could eat fruit. You could eat
No,
fruit.
you can have fruit. Meaning added sugar. There's no added sugar. So for example, like anything that has sugar added to it, that's not like you pull it out of the ground or pull it from a plant or a fruit and it doesn't already have sugar in it. That would be it. So like we wouldn't have added sugar to it, whether it's whatever form. But yeah, that's a great question. So so what we do is in week 1, we basically remove all added sugars, we remove all animal products, we remove like dairy, we remove gluten, anything that really could potentially lead to inflammation. And then we start to, it's an elimination for the first week. Now, elimination isn't sustainable in the long term, but what it allows us to do is it allows us to understand our relationship to those foods. And then it helps us somewhat reset. So we were trying to improve the bacteria in our gut. So everyone has bacteria in their gut.
Probiotic right now?
Yes.
Doesn't matter what I bought, like a simple one.
Yeah, I would just take it. The reason I recommend Megaspores because you only have to take it once a week, and it's like clinically proven, and it's backed by clinical nutritionists.
Like $100.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the 120 count. You can get a 60 count for like $50, which is still like, a decent price. You know what I mean? But to me, it's like that's gonna last you a year. You got muted on Gina's live. Mike got muted on your live, I guess, because he said D's or.
Wait, who got muted on my live? I didn't mute anyone.
No, Mike he popped on over here. I think he just like got muted by the moderators or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't mute him.
Mikey, have you stopped by Olga's stream? Jen on Mega Friend. I don't know. That's what doctor told me while I was pregnant.
Well, it could lead to like gestational diabetes and like too much of anything is like bad. But
that to your point, Luke, I missed a bunch of stuff in the chat. Because when you're pregnant, you do have a high, like obviously that gestational diabetes. Also, there can be, depending on maybe the source, and like, again, I don't know your exact situation, your blood work, your relationship. Oh, Mike's back. Okay, so I guess, Mike, don't you lie to me saying you were blocked and whatnot. So there could be a few reasons with that, what's going on.
And guys, just so you know, all the products we have down below are here for you guys to check out. This is everything we have, some of our favorites, everything we're using to do the podcast. Again, this show is not really product forward. We're here to talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, connect with you guys. So we have everything from the ring lights to the laptop to desk stuff, computer stuff. I even have some of my like kitchen favorites, the mason jars I drink out of, my little infuser water bottle here is in the carousel as well, guys. This is one of my personal favorites. I'll actually, you know what? Why not? I have it in my hand.
Tell them what's up.
Anything. So wait. I want to know what week 2 looks like, Mike. What am I allowed to start?
Week 2, what we're going to do is we add back in pretty much everything. Everything's back on the table. Meat's back on the table. Dairy's back on the table. Gluten's back on the table.
Slowly.
What?
I thought you want to implement it back in slowly.
Right. But we go over how to do that. But all these things are back on the tables. But what we try and suggest to you is put one of those things in at a time and see how your body responds and feels. So like, don't have like, chicken, cheese, and pasta all at the same meal. Have like eggs first. Or if like I'm already having eggs, then have like cheese in your eggs, having a cheese omelet, see how you feel. Then if that's okay, cool. Like 2 days later, then maybe we add in some pasta, see how you feel with that.
What if I wanted to start doing the first week for 2 weeks?
I mean, you could do that. Here's the downside. This is why it's very strategically timed. The downside is when you start to restrict too much for too long, there's an overcompensation. So it's like pulling back on an arrow. You're basically removing it for too long, and then the cravings that might hit you might be more intense than because like even week 2, you're not allowed to have like quote unquote any breaking of adherence. It's 100% adherence. So you stick to the guidelines. There's 9 nutritional guidelines, and you at every meal you have to go through each one and say, okay, this meal passes this one. Each one has to be checked off. And if you even break one of them, that's in week 2. And if you break even one of those guidelines, that's considered a cheat meal. So it's very mindfully focused and we're not necessarily counting calories. We do have a tool in the ebook and on the website where we can count calories, and in our app we count calories, but it's not for everyone. But counting calories is the best way to understand your relationship with volume and portions in food, but it's really not sustainable long term. So that's always something I like to highlight. But basically, we add in some protein. Then we start to go a little bit harder on exercise. You can increase the intensity because when you're fasting and you're removing a lot of foods and you don't have caffeine or coffee in general, it's like it can be hard to exercise. So like next week we go, coffee's back, but we just don't have any trans fatty foods, like no like Oreos and peanut butter Reese's, like none of that stuff. And then you don't have to worry about doing 24-hour fasting or even any kind of intermittent fasting. If you don't want to, you can go back to normal eating. But one of the things that we have, and this is where it's almost like you can keep fasting, and this is where we're mindful of it, is you're then going to, and then Dina, I just saw you said, hey, on Facebook, by the way, sorry. And then I just noticed you jump back over here. And then I see your message. I'm going to get to that. We're basically going to then just kind of go through these guidelines and like, being able to see, hey, what works with you? And then in week 3, we go to 90% adherence. So basically, if let's say you have 5 meals a day, when I say meals, I mean between snacks, anytime you put food into your body, it's a feeding opportunity is what we call it. We refer to it in the course.
I'm feeling so hungry.
So you can eat. That's the beautiful thing. Like you can, after this, go have like a fruit or have some like beans or salad or veggies.
If you want like real quickly, it's like, okay, so I had brown rice and lentils with avocado on top for lunch. And then I had an apple for a snack. And then I had a shake. I had just with dates, strawberries, chocolate protein, and coconut milk. That was it. And then I had those. Did you see the reel I made on Instagram that I tagged you with the cocoa wraps?
I saw you like eating it on the first 2 stories. Oh no, I saw your stories. I didn't see the reel.
Yeah, I made a reel that this company sent me what's called cocoa wraps, and it's vegan.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah, those. So is that what those little like cookie containers, or like I thought they were like cookies or snack bars?
No, they're literally wraps that you can make like a sandwich wrap with it or whatever. So I made like a wrap, and it has no sugar added. It's vegan. It's keto friendly, paleo. I don't know.
Are these the Yes bars? I thought you sent me Yes bars.
No. This is in my Instagram.
Oh, okay. All right. There.
The cookies are a different thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got it.
Those are different. But they are 70 calories, only 5 grams of fat, and I think 6 grams of carbs or 3 grams of carbs. And I put some hummus on it with a pickle inside.
That's all golden, dude.
But I feel like, is that like, am I under eating? I'm scared of eating too much carbs. Should I take that out of my brain?
Yeah, I would definitely take that out of your brain and learn to listen. So what we're trying to do in week 1, 2 is listen, have mindful intentions of like what the cues are, the signals from your body of like, hey, you're full now. Start to slow down. Like starting to understand, like, because I don't know about you, dude, but I feel like in our family, we eat past the point of like feeling satisfied. We eat to like overly stuffed. We're like hands are going down the pants, giving a break with the jeans and our clothes. Like that's what we want to break that habit. We want to eat until we're like, okay, like the question I would always ask yourself is like, can you go run a mile? Like, are you able to exercise? If you're not able to, well, yeah, but like think about like digestionally. Like you ever eat, like if you eat Taco Bell, you're gonna go run a mile. Like your stomach's probably gonna feel like dookies.
I get what you're
saying. So like you want to feel satisfied enough where like you're okay and you're satisfied, but you could also be active if you needed to. Like you're able to move.
I think also it comes down to is that, and then after that, because at dinner time when I cooked dinner for Logan, I was meal prepping. I didn't want any of the food for some reason. I wasn't hungry. I was craving a shake. So that's why I made the shake. And then I made the wrap to try to feel like, all right, maybe I'll be full with this. Obviously, it was super light. Pickle has no calories. The wrap
has like very small amount.
It's 5 calories a pickle.
Yeah, that's still calories, but it's a very small amount.
Yeah, I feel like that's nothing.
And
then I smeared a little hummus on there. And then I had the cocoa wrap, which is 70 calories. So that probably was like a 150 calorie meal. So I don't know if that's
the thing, dude. Don't worry about the carbs. Like, yes, we're going to have more carbs this week than we normally would have. But because your body will need it because of the like fasting, the bigger thing is making sure you have adequate protein. Okay? Yeah, you can go, dude, go have like a rice bowl. As long as here's the thing, I would just always make sure you have some kind of veggies or a source of fiber in there. So beans or vegetables to go with it, because then you'll have protein with the beans. There are carbs in there, but like, that is less concerning, and just learn to listen to your body and the cues that it's giving you. And then the chats are popping off. There are a bunch of stuff in here.
You know what I like too is I found these brown rice noodles.
Yeah, dude, even chickpea pasta. I got chickpea pasta, red lentil pasta. They're high in protein. They're like 10 grams, 12 grams per serving.
Are you able to eat fish or tuna on week 1? No.
No. There's no meat, nothing of the flesh. And then like very limited even on nuts and seeds.
Because if your tummy isn't full, you won't sleep all. I can't sleep on an empty stomach. I mean, I lied, but
and listen, you don't. So sorry, I'm gonna like interject here. You can sleep without having a full stomach. That's like a big misconception. I understand what you mean by that because you have been so habitually, not you, but even Dorothy and like, or Rosalinda and like all of us, I feel that way too. Like I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. with a growling stomach and be like, all right, I need to eat something. Here's the thing though, if we eat like 2 hours before bed and you don't eat until you're full and stuff, but you're just satisfied, you have enough to get you to bed, and you give yourself an hour to 2, but from the time that you eat to like falling asleep, you don't have to worry about this in week 1, by the way, G, but like in week 2, the goal is to have at least an hour before going to bed after eating. And then, yeah, I saw, Mike, you're eating spaghetti with shrimp for dinner. And then, hold on, Dina had a couple things to say. Let's see what Dina's got here. So I can't sleep in many positions, so it's really affecting my neck. Extremely frustrating. Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, I mean, Dina, what I would say is, A, use pillows where you can. But, like, it's hard to know, like, what you can and can't because of your shoulder. So I imagine it's your right shoulder, right? So then I would say sleep on your left side, have a pillow to support your neck, and then have a pillow between your knees to keep your spine in like a neutral position, and try and just have a pillow supporting your shoulder if you can, and try and just like deal with that as much as possible. And also I would say communicate with your doctor and your medical team. Like it's always great to communicate and ask them questions because that's what they're there for at the end of the day. And then Mike said, let's see, nice puff, Gina. Mike likes your hair, by the way. And then, yeah, headaches suck. Who wants a plate? A plate of a spaghetti and some shrimps.
I wish.
Yeah, we can't have that tonight. Don't you do that, Mike. Don't be that person. That's like my brother when he would make cookies while I was cutting weight for a fight. Like, don't be that person. That's not cool. With that being said, though, so like highlighting it, that kind of, so like basically it's more about creating that connection to our body, because like guess what, that's why fasting for 24 hours is ideal, because it gives you a window of time to eat within that. It's going to be hard to overeat on calories, but learning to listen to these cues. And the goal of week 1 too is to not have as much protein, because you could go a couple days without protein and not like lose all your muscle. Like that's like it's not like when you're like a bit like me or Chuck or has a lot of muscle mass, and I want to say me, I'm not that I have a lot, like Chuck has a lot of muscle mass, but like we're really active, there's more of a risk of when we're breaking down and working out our muscle without rebuilding it. But for you, G, like you're not weight training every single day, right? Like we're working out 1 to 2 times a week and getting active and walking and steady state cardio, doing the bike like you did that before. That was beautiful. That's not going to break down your muscle tissue. If anything, it's going to burn fat and support the lean muscle tissue that you do have, so you don't need to have as much protein coming into repair. Now, if we were weight training, like what we'll do is there's some more resistance training this weekend or next week, that's where we want to have some more protein. That's where we're going to have some of the other options coming back in. But hold on, what's we got over there? Sounds yummy, Mike. Yeah.
What did I make? I made veggie stuffed peppers. I meal prepped those. I did a big thing of brown rice. I did some string beans. I roasted them. I also did some sauteed onions and mushrooms, just a big bowl of them to put on top of stuff. And then I could just throw a can of beans. But the only thing is that like making sauces, like to put on top of like the pasta, say the brown rice pasta, I feel like the only thing is really garlic and oil.
Limited. Yeah, garlic. I mean,
unless you make a tomato sauce, like without like you take a can of like just pure tomatoes,
diced tomatoes,
and then like doctor it up with no sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're going to have to like use seasoning. Like I have a bunch of seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and a bunch of that stuff.
Like all those seasonings are okay. Like is on cayenne, garlic powder, onion powder.
Exactly. The
heat, all those are fine.
Hot sauce, even like Chipotle. With Chad had like some Chipotle hot sauce at his house that was like 5 calories or 15 calories per serving with all natural vegetables and some like hot peppers in it. Like that kind of stuff's great. Like I got a I forgot what it was, like a hot sauce with like garlic and something else in it that I used as a sauce. What?
We have tofu?
Yeah, you could have tofu. That's a good source of protein. You could do that.
I thought we were taking out no soy. I thought there was no soy for our diet.
No, you can have soy too.
Okay. Good to know, because I would have bought tofu, Michael.
I mean, tofu's yuck.
Yeah. I love tofu.
So let's just say you can't have soy. Let's make it easier so you don't feel bad. You can't have soy. Kids are in bed, Mike. My oldest has his own place. Ooh, that's cool. Fancy sauce, veggie stuffed peppers. Ooh, yeah, veggie. So yeah, Rosalinda wants you to explain a little bit on the veggie stuffed peppers. But I imagine it's literally just taking like bell peppers, right, and stuffing them with like maybe quinoa or rice or like.
Well, that's basically what I did. So basically, I took what did I start with? I sauteed mushrooms and onions. I took a little bit of those, and then I threw a can of beans in there. I took a can of diced tomatoes. I took what else? Brown rice, spinach, and kale. Mix those all together with a bunch of seasoning. You kind of season it how you want. I did an organic adobo that I had.
Ooh, fancy.
And then I added a little bit of cumin, salt, pepper, saute those all up. And then I threw them in the peppers, and then just I cooked them in the crock pot. You could cook them like you roast them.
Excuse me.
Obviously, we can't have the cheese. What if I got soy cheese?
I mean, you can definitely do like almond cheese. Like you could do cheese substitutes, but it becomes a slippery slope only because sometimes when things are dairy replacements or other kinds of replacements, there are process steps that have to happen. So I think here's like the rule of thumb I always think about with the first week is like if you can't pull it from the ground, if it's got more than one ingredient, usually not now there's caveats like the brown rice pasta, but like even the chickpea pasta I have, it's one ingredient. It's chickpea flour, just chickpeas
I think this one, the brown rice pasta I have, it was like an organic. Like I don't think there's too many ingredients in it. But again, I'm all for like your typical just brown. I even want. Oh wait, that's why I want extra soy sauce. So is soy sauce allowed?
Yeah, you could do soy sauce. I'm trying to think of, but I think there's MSG in soy sauce, so I would, as long as there's no MSG.
Isn't MSG salt?
It's like salt on steroids is how I would describe it, if that makes sense. Like it's got some added components to it that are very like addictive too.
Oh, okay. So I know that I saw online, I tried to look up soy sauce. I saw there was like coconut amino acid or something like that. It's supposed to be like a substitute for soy sauce, or I don't know. But so I had to look for a soy sauce with no MSG.
Yeah, and you can like, again, I would do this. I would just personally, if you want to have a lot of options, totally do that. And like that's why like I would check out the Facebook group and even post these questions because Kelsey she's actually like clinically a culinary trained chef. Like she has more resources as far as to make things taste good that fit it, then like I keep it super simple. I'm like, hey, we're gonna keep the bare bones here. Like I don't care about taste and stuff. So that's why I like having Kelsey running it this time, and she's gonna add more recipes and things like that. Even those little like nut balls that you put up there, even though like technically some of the nuts aren't 100%, like the way she's working them in, it does make sense, and it allows us to have it. It's gonna be like fulfilling and satisfying.
Rosalind, oh my God, I love to try new recipes. Thanks, GMC. Of course.
Yes.
And if you're not trying to cut out certain things, like if you want to, it would probably taste really good with some melted cheese on top, a little bit of hot sauce. You know, we're not having the dairy right now, so I just left it at that. I even chopped up tofu before and added it to stuff like this. I love a good sauteed and crispy. Like I dice up the tofu and I saute it. And then I add it on top of things. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. Whenever I go to a restaurant, I order like the sauteed or crispy tofu appetizer. I love tofu. I don't know why. I always crave it once in a while. Now I'm going to really want it. Lady M goes, I love tofu too.
Yeah, tofu. I'm honestly not always a huge fan, but especially now. So this is what I think is interesting. Notice about some of the cravings that start to kick in. Like in the past, I would crave like Reese's and stuff. Now I just like crave like I had blackberries before we started. I was picking on them earlier. Like think of like how good fruit tastes right now. Like especially when you haven't had sugar and stuff. When you bite a piece of fruit, like think of how much better it tastes. Like that's some of the things I want to connect to.
So long.
How good are they? How good did they taste? Maybe they tasted like garbage. I don't know, but like.
No, they're good. It's just I want to eat like 20 bajillion of them. So I had to make sure I only put, and then I had it right here. I had my little bowl I had a clementine and some grapes. So.
That's beautiful. Look at that. And that's where it's like, again, getting in good nutrients. We got that's why having it from the food itself is usually better than breaking it down into a smoothie. Because then we lose the fiber. Then we lose some of the like mastication component, which is a fancy way of saying chewing. When you have to chew food, it sets off this signaling pathway, and there's enzymes in our mouth that help kind of digest it and break it down. And there's all these components that make it.
Chewing gum helps that and helps you lose weight, like break down the food.
It can. It definitely can. You know what I mean? There's also the downside to most gums is they have sugar alcohols in it, which actually can trigger your insulin response. So then it makes your body like release insulin, but there's no sugar for it to bind to. So then it causes your body to crave sugar so that it has something to bind to. And then you end up eating more sugar, potentially if you're not aware of it.
We got people on the Amazon AMP app that are liking the show, and we got 3 people in there. So thank you guys so much for being. here.
Uh-oh, don't tell me G's gonna freeze on us now, y'all. Yep, there we go.
Good, hold on.
There we go.
What
There we
happened?
go. It kind of just got a little like wop, 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 but now it's all good.
Yeah, no, but I think the as I was talking about the AMP app, I think it kind of like, I don't know if it's
on Amazon it froze. Oh, hold on, let me check the AMP app. I mean, it looks like it's. Oh, your audio is freezing, or now it's good.
There we go.
Wait.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's try it. Let's see if it goes. Go, go, go. Here we go.
Yeah, there you
Guys,
go. Now you're good.
Here on the Amazon AMP app. It's a new app where you can do radio shows. So we're trying it out. We're here on Amazon Live or on the AMP app. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you can click that follow button, it's so greatly appreciated. Here on Amazon Live, every click, every follow. Guys, it goes such a long way. We are here every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On live, and we guess we will continue doing the Amazon AMP app. I really wish there was a chat on the Amazon AMP app. Like that would just
me too. That would really set it off.
Awesome. But with that being said, Mike, I think it's about time we wrap up our show here tonight. We've been here for an hour and a half already.
Yeah, dude, just hanging. I'm ready to eat now. I'm ready to put in some more fuel in the body. Let's do this.
Guys, don't forget, we're going to be here tomorrow as well. We're going live tomorrow morning at, I think, 11 a.m. We have it, or 11:30. Let me double check.
I have it for 12. Wait, no, I have it for 12:30.
Yes, because Josh is going to be at the dentist tomorrow.
That's perfect, because I have clients in the morning and calls, so that'll be perfect.
So, guys, we're going live again at 12:30. Join us. We'll be on Amazon Live, but we will be on the AMP app every Wednesday, 10 p.m. We'll do it moving forward. Then we're doing live workouts on Amazon Live this Saturday. And we got a BedShore sponsored live this Monday, giving away a $50 worth of products. Guys, Devil, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Thank you. Again, guys, click that follow button. We really appreciate every single one of you. With that being said, guys, everyone have an amazing night. Thank you for joining us today. You guys are amazing, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, y'all night.
Bye.
Also, come back and let us know tomorrow if you think I'm in a cult. That's the one thing I'm curious what you guys think.
Is Mike in a cult? Yes or no? Please let us know what you think. All right.
Tomorrow.
Everyone have a good night. Bye.
Bye.